The ASUS Zenbook 17 Fold OLED is yet another pioneering device from the most innovative laptop manufacturer out there, who have spoiled us this year with new iterations of various interesting designs like the ASUS ROG Flow X16, ASUS ROG Flow Z13, and the ASUS Zenbook 14X OLED Space. The Zenbook 17 Fold OLED is the largest foldable OLED display device currently available, and the Taiwanese company has had to overcome various technical challenges in order to make it a reality. It can switch between a 17.3-inch 4.3 2560 x 1920 tablet and a 12.5-inch 3.2 1920 x 1280 laptop with detachable keyboard, as well as various other partially folded configurations depending on your needs. The highest CPU option available is the Intel Core i7 1250U, a 12th Gen U series processor designed specifically for convertible thin and light laptops and tablets. Given it's limited to only 2 performance cores and 8 efficiency cores, don't expect much in the way of processing power compared to powerful devices like the Flow X16, Flow Z13, and Zenbook 14X OLED, which come with full-size laptop CPU. It would have been nice to see at least a more performance-focused P-series ultralight 12th Gen CPU, which come with more cores and higher power allocation than the U series, and this loadout is somewhat disappointing. Unsurprisingly for a tablet, there is no dedicated graphics card, and the GPU is an integrated Intel Iris Z model. Software features and OS. The ASUS Zenbook 17 Fold OLED uses Windows 11, and you can utilize all of the gestures common to other Windows 11 touchscreen devices. Like any tablet, reorientating the screen automatically rotates the window between landscape/portrait mode. Hovering your cursor over any maximize/restore down icon when you have a window open gives you the option to split the screen 50-50, 70-30, 50-25-25, or 25-25-25-25, which is very handy when you're manipulating windows on your design aesthetics. The ASUS Zenbook 17 Fold OLED is a smart-looking device. When folded up, the exterior of the tablet is half covered by a faux leather wraparound with a dark grayish-blue color, which serves to protect the hinge mechanism and contains a kickstand. This binding makes the device resemble a nice office binder/notebook, as does the faux leather protective travel case it comes with. The uncovered section of the top/front of the folded tablet has a pleasing reflective surface, with a dark metallic tint, and a strange optical illusion effect that makes it look slightly concave from certain angles. The Starfleet-esque ASUS triangle logo is also present on this section, and the whole thing looks very tasteful and certainly office-suitable. The metallic surface does attract a lot of smudges though, as is typical for this sort of material in other devices. Size, build quality, and ergonomics. In terms of portability, we can't fault the Flow Z13. It's a bit heavier than your average tablet, but considering the hardware that's in it, this isn't surprising and is quite impressive. The power adapter is also pleasingly compact. The ROG XG Mobile RTX 3080 has some chunk to it, but isn't particularly heavy. Besides the thickness, it's smaller than the Flow Z13 in its other dimensions, so you can still comfortably put one next to the other, a small rucksack or lap. The build quality of ASUS ROG Flow Z13 is top-notch. As is typical of most, the main metal body of the tablet feels solid as you'd expect, but the usual areas of concern, such as the hinge outstand on the back, also feel sturdy and durable. Keyboard, trackpad. For what it is, the detachable ASUS Flow Z13 keyboard is surprisingly good. Obviously, this membrane chiclet keyboard won't compete with a mechanical or optomechanical keyboard for gaming on, but the size of the keys and the responsiveness are both decent for such a small machine. The keys have a 1.7 travel distance, so don't feel too shallow, and incorporate N-key rollover, so are much better for gaming on than your average tablet's keyboard will be. As stated above, the detachable keyboard segment is fairly sturdy when put in the slightly angled position, and doesn't bow much when you type on it. Webcam and inbuilt microphone. The ASUS ROG Flow Z13 comes with 2 cameras, a 1008 1 on the back which can take photos as well as video, and a second 720 type 1 facing the user above the screen. The 1008 camera actually has the worst video quality of the two. Actually quite poor, though apparently we didn't test this as capable of producing half-decent still photographs. The 720 type webcam is fairly middle of the road in terms of image quality, and the microphone is slightly worse than average. Neither camera has infrared technology, and therefore don't support Windows Hello. So, all in all, ports, sockets, and other features, If you're thinking of buying the Flow Z13 on its own and aren't enthused by the idea of using USB hub, prepare to be disappointed. For your money, you get a single USB-A port, one USB-C or Thunderbolt 4 port for charging the device, and another within the socket for the XG Mobile, a 3.5mm audio jack, and that's it. This proved quite irritating when trying to attach both a mouse and an external SSD when benchmarking, so we imagine many users will feel the same. Also, as is to be expected from a tablet, you don't get an Ethernet port, which will put off a lot of online gamers. Screen. The ASUS ROG Flow Z13 version we received comes with a 1920x1200 display, essentially the 16:10 equivalent of 1080. The 16:10 gives a bit of extra headroom when looking at documents, browsing the web, or doing any kind of creative workflow, and it's a good design choice for a smaller sized device like this where screen space is at a premium. Audio. For a tablet, the speakers on the ASUS ROG Flow Z13 are pretty respectable with adequate volume, but the quality is fairly mediocre by gaming laptop standards. The fidelity of the sound dips when the volume is set to maximum, and there's not really much bass replication at all. ASUS generally hit well above average when it comes to speakers in their gaming laptop line, the ASUS ROG Zephyrus G14 being a good example. But the restrictions imposed by the slim form factor of a tablet obviously make good quality speakers a more difficult ask. Battery life. When conducting our battery test, we made sure the internal settings within Armoury Crate were set as favorably as possible. With all these settings enabled and the performance mode set to silent for maximum power efficiency, we conducted our usual battery test. 2 hours of YouTube followed by the remaining time idling with Google Chrome open at 50% brightness and with background applications switched off. We are going to end this video right away. If you have any query or information to share, please leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.